welcome to Boogie Mama Riffs. Today I'm just going to do a short, quick review of Becoming Led Zeppelin. The latest, I don't want to say trend, but the latest Zeppelin craze at the moment. The buzz that's going around on YouTube about everyone seeing Becoming Led Zeppelin. I went and saw it last night actually, and forgive me for my voice, I've been singing a little too hard in my band lately, so we'll try and get through this. That's rock and roll. And last night I should have done this review as soon as I got home, but it was like midnight when I got home from the cinema. So my story of seeing it was, I think it was years ago, I heard the movie was coming out and I thought, oh, this is awesome. And then it took 3 years. There was something wrong with the production that Zeppelin wasn't happy with, so it was held up, which most Zeppelin things take a while to come out. And I remember at Christmas time I messaged one of my best mates who lives 3 hours away in the country, and I said, oh, by the way, this is coming out soon, and sent him the trailer to Becoming Led Zeppelin. He said something like, that's cool, man. And then yesterday morning, as soon as I woke up, my mate had sent me a message, and he said, have you seen the new Zeppelin movie yet? I'm like, nah, well, it's only in IMAX, and I don't think they have that now, town. So I was waiting 3 years for this thing to come out. I'd almost given up on it, to be honest. And I said to him, I'll look it up. I quickly looked it up, and yes, it's showing tonight, 9:30. I thought, yeah, I've got to go. So I quickly booked my ticket and messaged all my mates to see who'd want to come, and one of my mates came along. He's actually a drummer, a younger dude in his 20s, and we got there and I said, hey man, so have you seen Led Zeppelin before? He goes, oh, I know 2 or 3 of their songs maybe. I said, oh, so you've never seen them? He said, well, what a better way to get introduced to them. So I said, yeah man. So, and another one of my mates actually messaged me and said, what time are you leaving? I said, I don't know, 9 o'clock. And I said, you've been for the movie? He said, oh, I thought it was a concert. I said, nah, Zeppelin broke up in 1980, so my other mate didn't come. And we you get there and you just think, whoa, this is maybe what it was. In my opinion, in the review of this movie, this is as close as we're going to get to, if you've never seen Led Zeppelin live, which I haven't in real life, this is as close as you're ever going to get. Hopefully I don't get demonetized, even though I don't make money out of this, but this is a hobby channel that I do. You're going to need a new set of pants if you go watch this. Like the sound, the way they remastered the songs, both from the original footage, they changed the angles and they remixed it and that. So the way you're watching it in that IMAX cinema with the surround sound, and it's loud. Like I got home, like my ears were still ringing, but my ears are always ringing because I'm a muso, and that was just the best thing. And what it was is basically called Becoming Led Zeppelin. So it was, and spoiler alert, I'm going to share a few things. So I highly recommend you go and see it, but this is my review. I'm going to share a couple of things about it, if that's cool. They start off with literally a lot of black and white footage, to be honest. Like say if that's the whole Zeppelin movie, and I've got nothing against black and white footage, but you got to remember this is back in the 60s. So I think it starts after World War II, and they show a lot of black and white footage of where the band grew up, and it was all in England, was all rubble and from the bombings from the war, and they're basically seeing the scene of where the environment that the band grew up in. And they went through all 4 band members of how they grew up and everything, and sort of like a history of rock and roll as well. Like they showed the roots of Led Zeppelin, how they, who their influences were, and Sonny Boy Williams and people like that. And one of the things I liked about it was, as I said, sitting there watching it, it was like on the big screen and that sound, it was like being at a concert. Like I must say, in particular, Pagey. So like, some people say Pagey's loose when he plays live or whatever. Eddie Van Halen used to, try and outdo him or whatever. And they had banter years ago, Eddie Van Halen and Pagey. But when you see Pagey live like that, playing, and you can just, he just sort of stands out. Like, we all know John Bonham's the best drummer in the world and that, but in these live clips when they redid them, it was like Pagey just sort of stand, the way you just think, like, I've already seen a few of these clips. Some of it's rare footage from Texas Pop Festival and the Forum and places like that. But yeah, Jimmy Page, even though I've seen it before, some of these clips, when it's redone with different camera angles, you just think, what's Pagey going to do next? You can see like the spontaneity of it all. And John Paul Jones, they do a background on him, and they say how he was, I always thought, and I could be wrong here, but from what I got from the documentary, I always thought John Paul Jones's dad was a music arranger, and that's how he became a music arranger. But apparently, from what I saw on the film, John Paul Jones's dad was a clown or something in the circus who played music and wrote like keyboards in the musical. Not a clown with makeup, but some sort of worked in the circus playing music, you know, that circus music. So I thought that was interesting. And also with Jonesy, he apparently saved up for his first bass guitar by playing the organ in the church. And in a church, local church used to pay him to play the organ, and he became the choir master, Jonesy, at age 14. And then he got his bass and then started doing session work and started arranging. As far as I know, his dad was a music arranger to some extent, and Jonesy was playing session work on the bass, but he would for different bands, but he would also be an arranger. And apparently Jonesy, when he started, you know, literally doing true score music arranging, that he says in the interview that, you know, he said I was doing, you know, arranging songs 7 days a week, you know, for different bands. And my mate, who's never even heard Led Zeppelin before, said, gee, no wonder he was so good. And I said to him, well, mate, they're all so good. That's the point of the band, you know. So I just thought, yeah, it was an awesome glimpse into Zeppelin, and would highly recommend it. And one of the things I wanted to say about it is, like, you may have seen some of my reviews, and I know one of my subscribers wants me to do a review on Zeppelin 1, but sorry, my voice has been struggling, so I just thought I'd do this one while it's fresh and sort of trending on the internet. But yeah, one of the things is that I can do a review, or you see some of these unauthorised documentaries, but this is the first authorised documentary authorised by the band, and you actually have them telling the story, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes people will say in the comments to me or someone else, oh, I don't know if that story happened or whatever, but only really the band knows what it is. Like, you can just see things in the paper, read books, watch documentaries, but really the best thing about this is it's the band themselves. And what they do is they have Jonesy, Pagey and Robert Plant, like sort of today, I guess it would have been a few years ago, they were literally watching what we were watching on a screen. And especially Jimmy Page, you know, Pagey just loved Zeppelin, you know, that was his life. And you can see Pagey just sitting there watching that thing and, yeah, I did that. That was cool, you know. And they had John Bonham, like audio interviews from years ago, and you could see all the band listening to Bonzo as he said his interview, because apparently Bonzo rarely did interviews. He was shy and that, and you could see the band was really touched whenever they heard from Bonzo, of course, especially Robert Plant. And Robert Plant was actually homeless before he joined Led Zeppelin. I thought, I never knew that. Like, see, these guys tell you the real story. Like, Robert Plant, I don't know what the story is. I think they said, you know, you can either be a chartered accountant or do your music and leave. So Planty said, oh, well, I'm leaving. So I think he said he had a suitcase with penicillin in it and left home. I don't know what the penicillin was for. And so yeah, how about that? It's just going from homeless to one of the biggest rock groups, richest guys ever. And it was, yeah, just amazing. And John Bonham, I guess, and his drumming would probably be I guess you could say the piece de resistance of the whole thing. Like, my friend who came as a drummer, I just said to him, dude, wait till you see this guy play drums. He is the best ever. Everyone says it. And then they'll start a Zeppelin song. And as you know, with a lot of Zeppelin songs, they used to wait until the drums come in, so it really had that power. And so I think my mate probably got over it after a while. He was listening to Zeppelin for the first time, and then they'd be playing a song like Ramble On. They'd be going, leaves are falling all around. And Robert goes, just one thing I got to do. I go, wait till you hear the drums, and he goes, ramble on. Now the time is. Sorry about the singing, but yeah, just that for me, that was the highlight of the night. Just Bonzo's drumming in that spectrum of surround sound at volume in the cinema, and it just, you could really see that. I think Robert Plant said that Bonzo's drumming really lifted the band, you know, to be a world-class band. And yeah, I just think that was amazing. So thank you for watching today. That's just my short little review. Hopefully I didn't waffle on too much, but I am going to do a review on Led Zeppelin 1 for those of you who've been asking about it. I just thought I'd do this one today just as I saw it last night. So thank you for watching Boogie Mama Riffs. Next time I'm going to bring something awesome to you.